Hey everyone. 6 months ago, I counted down my top 10 movies of the year so far, and now it's time to update that list. I'll try to avoid spoilers, but no promises. As of this recording, I have seen 57 movies that came out this year. I'll try to avoid spoilers, but no promises. Starting off, number 10 is Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. This one is a small step down from Fallout, but that's not saying much. It's still an emotional and character-driven action flick, with more of the insane stunts Tom Cruise has become famous for. Speaking of which, there's that one stunt that was all over the promos, where Tom driving a motorcycle off a cliff and then pulling the parachute, which is awesome, but the way that bit ends is just so goddamn hilarious. I love it so much. Hayley Atwell's performance may not necessarily be against type, but it is fun to see her play such a different character from her usual roles. I also love when they're at the party meeting with Gabriel and the White Widow, the use of color to show where everybody is. Gabriel's dressed in white with a black undershirt to show us that he thinks he's good, but really he's bad. Ethan's soul is pure, but he feels lost in darkness, which is why he's in a black suit with a white shirt underneath. Alana, the White Widow, is dressed in all white because her motives are clear as day, and Ilsa is in black because her fate is not. Grace is the perfect balance of black and white because she is the middle ground. She is that balance between good and bad. Thank you to CinemaSins for pointing that out to me, otherwise I don't think I would have noticed. So it's little things like that that help compensate for the movie's occasional shortcomings. My score is 4.5 out of 5. Number 9 is Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. I wish I could go back in time to the year 2000 and show this movie to everyone who was disappointed by that movie. Or maybe not show them the movie, but just let them know, don't worry, it gets better. This is also one of the few times I've actually been impressed by Michelle Rodriguez's acting. And really, the whole cast here is great. Everyone gets a character arc except for Doric, because she's too busy getting shit done. Which feels like a perfectly fine justification. The visual effects are a seamless blend of practical and digital. The action is good, if not great. The humor is consistently funny.
Once the dead man is revived, we can ask him 5 questions.
3 questions. 3 questions.
At which point he will die again, never to be re-revived.
Were you killed in the Battle of the Everhorse?
Yes.
4 more questions, right?
Yes.
No, that wasn't for you. Did that count as a question?
Yes.
Damn it. Only answer when I talk to you, okay?
Yes.
Why did you say okay at the end of that?
I didn't.
Fantastic. Where's the shovel?
I love that there are just so many moments that feel like someone playing D&D and either rolling a nat 1 or a nat 20. Like when they're breaking into the carriage and the 2 guards riding behind it are too busy talking to each other to notice. Or when Simon accidentally steps on the bridge and makes the whole thing crumble. Which also leads to a moment that feels like the party fucked up so badly that the DM had to throw them a lifeline. Oh, by the way, that walking stick you've been carrying, yeah, that's a portal gun now. Good stuff. The score is 4.5 out of 5. Number 8 is Oppenheimer. After the slightly too high concept Tenet, Oppenheimer feels like a major course correction for Christopher Nolan. It prioritizes character over spectacle without skimping on the spectacle.
3, 2, 1.
The cast has no weak links. Cillian Murphy delivers what might be a career-best performance. Robert Downey Jr., Florence Pugh, Matt Damon, and Emily Blunt stand out from the supporting cast. And I love that there is no compositing of characters here. There is no taking two characters and combining them into a single person. So many biopics pull shit like that. This one does not. Every real person who was in any way important to this story, even if they get no lines, is represented by a different actor. Goddamn, that could not have been cheap, but good on Nolan for actually doing that. Oh, and Alden Ehrenreich, I didn't even recognize him at first, but he also stands out from the supporting cast. The score is 4.5 out of 5. Number 7 is Barbie. Yeah, I put Barbie over Oppenheimer, sue me. This movie is just absolutely delightful. Growing up, my sister watched the old animated Barbie movies frequently, so I ended up watching a few of them if I happened to be in the room and there was nothing else to do. So I have some memories of those movies. I get them confused sometimes, but I remember little bits of them. This movie is nothing like those, and I think that's for the better because most of those weren't very good. Margot Robbie absolutely shines in the lead role.
This is a real rager, Barbie.
Thanks, Barbie. Gosh, this night is just perfect. It's perfectly perfect.
And you look so beautiful, Barbie.
Thanks, Barbie. I feel so beautiful. So do I.
This is the best day ever.
It is the best day ever, and so is yesterday, and so is tomorrow, and so is the day after tomorrow, and even Wednesdays, and every day from now until forever. Do you guys ever think about dying?
Ryan Gosling. I mean, I don't think you could have gotten more perfect casting for this version of Ken.
'Cause I'm just me. Anyone else I'd be a 3. But
my destiny to live and die a life of blonde fragility. I'm just Ken. Where I see love, she sees a friend. What will it take for her to see the man behind the tent and fight for me?
Cause I'm just king. Anyone else I'd be a 3. But I guess I'm hard for doing comedy.
A life of blonde fragility.
Basically just the whole cast is good, if not great. I especially love John Cena's little cameo. It comes out of nowhere, and it's never addressed, but it's just, you don't even question it. And I love the themes that this movie explores. Now, could it have done more? Sure, but what it does well. Will Ferrell and his cronies, they do sometimes feel a little unnecessary, but ultimately I feel like they were entertaining enough to justify their inclusion. The score is 4.5 out of 5. Number 6 is John Wick Chapter 4. I don't think this is the best John Wick movie, but it is certainly the biggest John Wick movie. And that counts for something. It does feel a little long, but the whole point of this movie is that it's about excess. So it kind of works. The action is as great as ever. The characters, new and returning, are all pretty well fleshed out. Donnie Yen is just delightful, as usual. I really hope they actually stick to their guns and let this ending just be the end of it. Like, sure, have your spin-offs, have your prequels, but let this particular story be over. There are other stories to tell in the same universe. You don't have to continue this one. My score is 4.5 out of 5. Number 5 is Bottoms. This movie is about two high schoolers who decide to start a fight club so that they can hook up with cheerleaders. If that doesn't interest you, they're lesbians. If that isn't enough, you must be fun at parties. This is one of the funniest movies I've seen in years.
Fight me off, Cooper. Stop smiling. I'm kicking your ass.
The comedy is effortless, and it comes from the characters rather than being forced in. The two cheerleaders that our main characters are trying to hook up with, one of them is very much the sidekick to the other, and at one point she literally says something, I don't remember her exact words, but something to the effect of, my entire being is tied to her, so I just go wherever she goes. Like, the fact that she just says that is the level of satire we're dealing with here, and it works so goddamn well. I hope I'm pronouncing all these names correctly. Rachel Sennett and Ayo Edebiri are delightful. Ruby Cruz, Hannah Rose Liu, Nicholas Galitzine, Miles Fowler, and Kaya Gerber are all good, if not great. And Marshawn Lynch is surprisingly good considering he's a professional athlete and not a professional actor. Like, he legitimately has some of the funniest lines in the movie, and he sells them perfectly. Oh, and Punky Johnson is absolutely delightful in her one scene. My score is 5 out of 5. Number 4 is Nimona. Chloe Grace Moretz is a national treasure. This is a kids' movie that doesn't pull any punches. It is not afraid to tackle real issues, and it tackles them well. Nimona being gender fluid is just the tip of the iceberg.
Wait, not like that. Not like that either.
You want me to shift? You don't want me to shift? Pick a lane!
And now you're a boy.
I am today.
Spoilers, this is a movie that deals with suicidal depression, and it does so on a level that kids can understand.
I don't know what's scarier. The fact that everyone in this kingdom wants to run a sword through my heart. Or that sometimes I just want to let out.
This is not like the Oogie Loves, where it's talking down to kids. This is like Mr. Rogers, where he's talking to kids on their level. The animation is gorgeous. The whole voice cast is just so damn good. It handles the tone shifts masterfully, going from serious to funny to sad, and all points in between. My score is 5 out of 5. Number 3 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. The Suicide Squad was James Gunn at the height of his powers, and he is still up there. This is the peak of his ability to cause genuine emotional reactions in an audience. You will cry, you will laugh, you will cheer, sometimes all of the above in the span of minutes.
Hey! Where did you go, Squirrel?
On the ground!
No, stop! No! Stop, please! Stop, please!
The entire cast is at the top of their game. Everyone gets to explore new sides of their characters, especially Zoe Saldana. The High Evolutionary may be lacking in redeeming qualities, but the script and Chukwudi Iwuji's performance give him a surprising amount of nuance. Will Poulter is a welcome addition to the cast, and Maria Bakalova shines as Cosmo. The action is great, the musical score and soundtrack are great, the technical aspects are just great. As of right now, this is my favorite MCU movie to date. My score is 5 out of 5. Number 2 is Godzilla Minus One. Shin Godzilla used to be my favorite Godzilla movie, but as much as I love that movie's borderline satirical deconstruction of various elements of the franchise and real life, like red tape, my opinions have changed. This is my favorite Godzilla movie. Godzilla Minus One feels like an updated version of the 1954 original, only with an even better human story at its core. Big G is again brought to life with CGI, but the design looks like the classic Godzilla suits. And yet the CGI allows him to have a more expressive face than those suits could ever dream of.
Godzilla.
The script is tight, the visual effects are phenomenal, set design, costume design, all that is great. This is a modern masterpiece. My score is 5 out of 5. Alright, before we move on, here are some honorable mentions. Creed 3, Scream 6, Shin Kamen Rider, Evil Dead Rise, Theater Camp, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, Blue Beetle, No One Will Save You, The Creator, The Killer. Finally, my number 1 is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I don't know how, but this movie somehow manages to top the first one. It's like a small step down in terms of writing, but then it's like 6 or 7 steps up in terms of just everything else. All of the technical aspects are just as great, if not better. The voice acting is solid, and the writing, although it is a small step down, is still great.
Better? Just better!
It's mainly just the story itself feels a little less focused. I mean, everything else is perfectly fine. The characters, their interactions, all of that is great. just the different color palettes for each world, especially the color palettes for Gwen's world, where the colors change depending on the emotional mood, like when she's talking to her father.
You want to go easy on the penguin? Would you just... You didn't even look at me? Oh. What is that?
I'm looking at you, like you asked. You look skinny.
Where have you been?
Just been, out murdering all my friends.
Oh, that's fine, yeah, okay, yeah. Okay.
Where are you going?
I don't know.
You're a good cop, Dad. You know, you put on that badge because you know if you don't, someone who shouldn't will. But you have to understand, this mask is my badge. And I'm trying to be good too. I was trying so hard to wear this thing the way you would want. And I didn't. I can do all these things, but I can't help the people I love the most. And they can only know half of who I am. So I'm completely on my own. And now I don't even know what the right thing is anymore. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but I know I can't lose one more friend.
Gwen, I always taught you to do it by the book.
Yeah, and how did that work out?
I took an oath.
Then arrest me, Dad. Get it over with.
I can't.
Why not?
Because I quit.
When?
About halfway through your big speech.
Wait a minute, you're not gonna be captain? That means...
My job, being captain, this whole thing doesn't matter anymore. You're the best thing I've ever done.
It was a good speech, huh?
No wonder you got an A in English.
B. I got a B, plus missed a few classes.
Oh! Visual fucking storytelling. I mean, what else is there to say about this movie? It's a goddamn masterpiece. It is one of the greatest superhero movies of all time, full stop. Beyond the Spider-Verse literally cannot come soon enough. Although, obviously, take your time with it, don't rush it, but still. The score is 5 out of 5. Hey everyone, what are your favorites? Let me know down in the comments. Like and subscribe and all that. If you don't like the video, tell me why, try to be constructive. Then subscribe anyway. You'll be notified when I upload a new video, watch that, and tell me why that one sucks. Or maybe where I've improved. You know, whatever the case may be. I have a Patreon with exclusive content that, let's see, I think out of all the stuff I put up there, exactly 2 of those videos are available on YouTube. The rest are Patreon exclusives. It's 2 tiers. The first tier is just access to the exclusive content. The second tier is you can commission tribute videos. And we can discuss those details as needed. So if that interests you, that link is in the description. That's all for now. Stay safe in these crazy times.
No one cares about the work I do. I made a show with Joe Pesci too. And no one streamed it but my mom. When I'm high, I do things I call a common joke. And say, driving by a boat. They tell me I am so light, yet I never sleep alone at night. 'Cause I'm just kidding. Anyone else I'd be afraid. But I guess I'm hard for dudes in comedy. 'Cause life's a ugly tragedy. I'm just kidding. Looking like a head on the string. People will take for me to see me the man behind the desk in front of me.
That was today, wasn't it?